GPS is awesome until you walk inside of the mall. Suddenly, your precise location becomes somewhere near the food court. Not exactly a life-saving detail. Enter Li-Fi. Li-Fi is a light-based indoor positioning system that may finally end the guessing game indoors. And that's coming up next on TiPS, Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS, Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch. I'm a certified NENA ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday each week, I bring you the latest news and information about public safety and next generation 911 services and solutions. Today we'll be talking about how Li-Fi, light bulbs, just may deliver that hyper-accurate indoor location data that we've all been begging for. For 911, the gap is more than just an annoyance. It's really a life-threatening problem. We've spent years chasing fixes. Z-Access, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth beacons, you name it. All of these have value, but none of them turned out to be the silver bullet. But there's a new player on the market with a very bright idea. Li-Fi. Never heard of it? Well, me neither. But think about it, if Wi-Fi is wireless internet through radio waves, then Li-Fi is wireless communication through light. Yep, you got it. LED light bulbs that do more than just keep you from tripping over the cat at night. With Li-Fi, each LED fixture can transmit a special unique code by flickering the light so fast the human eye never notices. But your smartphone camera or a light sensor can pick it up. And suddenly, you've got centimeter level accuracy. Think of it this way, every single light bulb is a miniature lighthouse saying, "You're exactly here." Unlike GPS that relies on satellites orbiting 12,000 miles away, Li-Fi gives you an immediate hyper-local location fix inside of the building, where the emergency is actually happening. So why should public safety care? Well, let's break down why this matters for 911. The first is accuracy that matters. Not you're in the building somewhere, not you're probably on the 3rd floor. Li-Fi can tell responders, northeast stairwell, 4th floor, outside room 414. And that's not just better, it's a game changer. Next, it works where GPS fails. Hospitals, malls, airports, subways, basements. Basically all the places that people actually call 911 from. Then there's secure data by design. Light doesn't travel through walls. That means the location codes stay inside the building. No leaking out to parking lots or hackers with big antennas who are listening. And there are no extra towers required. As buildings switch over to LED lighting, and hey, let's face it, pretty much everybody is, the infrastructure for this is already being installed. We're just piggybacking on a lighting upgrade. How about a few real-world scenarios to bring this home? All right, let's try to put this in perspective. How about an airport restroom where someone falls ill and collapses? With GPS, they're somewhere in Terminal B. With Li-Fi, stall number 3, women's restroom, gate B12. Which one do you think gets EMS there faster? Here's one that's been in the news, school active shooters. A terrified student whispers into the phone, "He's coming closer." Li-Fi pinpoints the exact classroom, not just a school address. This allows responders to move with precision and not guesswork. And what about a smoke-filled shopping mall? Firefighters can lose visibility in dead smoke. Their gear can relay Li-Fi location tags back to incident command. Now the commander doesn't just know Team Alpha is inside Macy's, they know exactly which aisle. But what's the catch? Because there's always a catch. So before we all start hugging light bulbs, let's be clear, Li-Fi isn't magic. There's an infrastructure dependency. First, it only works where LEDs are installed, and they're integrated with location coding. That means retrofits and upgrades, especially in older buildings. The next is device support. Phones need sensors to read the signal. Now, while many modern smartphones already have this capability, the universal adoption is still on the horizon. And then finally, the integration into NG911. Just having hyper-accurate location is nowhere near enough. That data has to be captured and flow into Next-Gen 911 call handling systems and CAD, and do so seamlessly. Otherwise, dispatchers are left still guessing. But this does fit the NG911 puzzle. As I said in my recent blog, Next Generation 911 is all about data sessions, not just calls. Video clips, IoT alerts, building schematics. It's a data highway. Li-Fi location fits right into that model. Instead of a vague latitude and longitude pair that may or may not have Z, dispatchers can now get actionable context. The caller is inside 221B Baker Street, second floor, bedroom closest to the window. Combine Li-Fi with Z-axis, Wi-Fi triangulation, and carrier data, and now you've got a layered system where location is no longer close enough. It's spot on. Here's a fun analogy because tech blogs always need snacks. Think of GPS as a pizza delivery guy. He gets to the apartment complex but doesn't know which doorbell to ring. Li-Fi? That's the neighbor holding the door open yelling, "Up the stairs, second door on the left." Which one do you want when you got an emergency unfolding? Li-Fi has a bright future, pun intended. We're already seeing pilots of Li-Fi technology in airports, hospitals, and universities. As NG911 matures, these are exactly the environments where high-precision location saves lives. The more this infrastructure spreads, the more useful it becomes. And let's be honest, ceiling lights guiding responders like breadcrumbs is a way cooler future than spinning in circles waiting for your phone's blue dot to catch up. You know, public safety doesn't get excited about flashy tech just for its own sake. We get excited when tech actually saves seconds, lives, and resources. And Li-Fi has the potential to do just that. Is it going to replace GPS? Nope. Different use case. So it really doesn't have to. But it will step in where GPS fumbles. And if the lights in your office building can help 911 find someone in need faster, well, that's not just bright, it's brilliant. That wraps up this episode of Tips Today in Public Safety. I hope you find the podcast educational and you learned something new. I know I did. If you like what you heard today, please remember to drop a like and be sure to tell your friends. If you've got comments on this, I'd love for you to let me know. And if you have any questions or want to suggest a topic of your own, just reach out to me at Fletch911 on social media. Who knows, maybe your idea will be the topic of a future podcast. This is Fletch. Thanks so much for listening. And if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. Stay safe, take care, and we'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to Tips Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 911tips.com. That's 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't, regret it for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.